The final words of Jesus pile up at the end of his suffering. 4 of the 7 words of Jesus from the cross come within just a few moments. About 3 p.m., Jesus called out from the depth of his agony, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Just a few moments later, he moaned, "I am thirsty." When one man lifted a soap sponge up to his lips, Jesus sucked the vinegar from the sponge. Then without any delay, he announced, "It is finished." But was the trip up to Jerusalem finished? We can trace his steps to the upper room with his disciples, to the garden, then before the Jewish and Roman courts, and finally out of Jerusalem to Calvary. Jesus knew it all beforehand, and he had announced it to his disciples on more than one occasion. Yet on those occasions, he had also told them he would rise from the dead on the 3rd day. So Jesus had one more step to take. Jesus had offered the perfect sacrifice for the sins of the world. The scriptures tell us the suffering of Jesus was enough to pay for the sins of all people. Jesus announced the completion of that sacrifice for sin. It's done. All the words of Jesus from the cross are precious, but none is more precious than this simple sentence, "It is finished." Because Jesus suffered and finished his work, God does not count my sins against me. My sins are punished already. I am justified before God. I am acceptable to him because Jesus suffered what I deserve. He took all my sins and gives me his perfect, holy, and righteous life. His life became mine. Mine became his. The sacrifice of Jesus is complete, not just for me, but also for all the world. Even the worst sins are already paid for and washed away. Jesus paid for the betrayal and suicide of Judas and for the world's most horrible criminals as surely as he paid for my sins. The sacrifice of Jesus does not exclude any sinner. No sin is too great to be washed away by his blood. It is finished for all the world. Jesus did it all. No human needs to complete or finish what he has done. The removal of all sins is a gift from God to all the world. It's done no matter what I think, feel, say, or do. Even faith in Jesus does not finish the sacrifice for sin or complete it. It is finished. Faith only receives the free, perfect, and complete gift of God. The removal of all sin and the declaration that all the world is free from sin are accomplished facts. Jesus said so. It is finished. With these words of Jesus, God announces that he will not pass judgment upon human beings on the basis of sin. Sin has been removed, but God will pass judgment upon human beings on the basis of what they do with this unconditional gift of forgiveness. That completed sacrifice for my sins is a power that changes me. It has made me a disciple of Jesus. Now I am still imperfect and sin every day, but I can find comfort in the sacrifice of Jesus for my sins. Through the power of his forgiveness, I can repent daily. I can turn away from the sin in my life, trust in the forgiveness that Jesus died to accomplish. When I fail, I return to the cross for reassurance and strength to do better.